is a case that I have been following very closely. Kellen Winslow II, the great football player for the NFL, 10 years with the New England Patriots, Cleveland Browns, the Patriots, and I believe the New York Jets. He's accused of 12 counts of rape, sodomy, kidnapping, indecent exposure, and 4 or 5 other counts. Right now we are looking at the prosecutor Dan Owens in the summation, and I believe this will go on till about 12 o'clock noon today, that's Pacific time, June the 4th. Mr. Carlos, the defense attorney for Kellen Winslow, will give his closing argument later on this afternoon. So I assume that the case will go to the jury sometime before the day is out. My question is this: will he be found innocent or guilty? Judging from the facts, from what I've heard from the various witnesses, I believe Kellen Winslow is in big-time trouble. The Jane Doe number 1, homeless lady that he picked up, took to the back of a shopping center, and was accused of raping her. She was a combative witness, lengthy alcohol abuse, homeless lady, and did not come across real well for the prosecution. However, number 2, Jane Doe II, who had a bit of a relationship with Kellen, actually came across as an excellent witness. She was visibly scared, very nervous, and from her testimony, Kellen had befriended her a couple of times, and then one evening in 2018, saying that he was going to take her for a cup of coffee, pulled off on the side of the road and brutally raped her. That's going to be a tough charge to get away from. Witness number 3, we're looking at an indecent exposure charge where Kellen was riding his bike. He pulled up outside an elderly, I believe, Oriental lady who was trimming her roses out in her garden, and exposed himself. The only problem there was she could not make a true identification. On to witness number 4. This was a rape that occurred way back in 2003 when Kellen was a young man. It looks like a fairly strong testimony, even though a tremendous amount of time has elapsed. Witness number 5, this was an allegation made at the Crunch Fitness Gymnasium, I believe in Encinitas. 77-year-old woman that Kellen allegedly exposed himself to the lady in the weight room by one of the machines at one point, and then several days later in the wet sauna exposed himself with an erect penis. Period. My feeling is this, and this is something for you people. I want you to think about this. They are saying that all of this behavior was consensual, and I think that's going to be virtually impossible to prove. You have 5 different witnesses. They didn't know each other, and why would there be their reason to come forward at this particular time other than he was, shall we say, accused of some very deviant behavior, period. So Mr. Carlos is going to give the closing arguments, and I don't feel like that's the best way to go because he's kind of a combative attorney, and I think they would have been better served to go with Mr. Watkins on this. So anyway, that's the latest update, and I'll be back shortly.